I'm sitting with someone who works in one of the busiest and most demanding areas of any jail, booking and intake. This is the front line. This is where everything begins. And the officers who work in this area see more in one shift than some people see in months. I'm really grateful she's here today to share her experience and the reality of what booking truly looks like behind the badge. Everyone, let's welcome Ashley. Ashley, come on over. Hi, thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Have a seat. Have a seat. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you like to do.
I know I like shopping. As far as taking care of my mental health is a number one priority.
Okay.
And listening to music.
Oh, yes, yes. And we all love shopping.
Mm-hmm.
We all love shopping. I think some people have like what's called a depressed shopping.
Yeah.
So they go shopping when they're depressed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes. And music, oh, that totally helps me too.
Mm-hmm.
I love listening to music when it's, you know, like my own downtime. That just makes me feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, what made you choose a booking an intake job?
It's a little different than what I used to do in the past, and I kind of wanted to change the pace.
Okay. Okay. So, what was it that you did before?
I used to do tech support a while back.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. So it's a different I guess environment all the way around.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay. Okay. So what was your first week like in booking?
It was just really it blew my mind how much you have to do as far as watching so many things simultaneously was really a big thing. But I took it one step at a time, didn't stress myself, and I picked up pretty fast.
Oh, that's awesome. And especially you being like in the tech world, the tech environment, that's a good trait to have.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So was it scary for you, like when you first started working in intake and release?
I was nervous with all the loud noises was one thing I never had to deal with before.
Okay.
So that was new. Just certain inmates that you see, their behavior was like really like face to face a little bit. And if you're not ready for it, it will scare you a little bit. But come to find out, like a lot of them really are fine.
Okay. Okay. So did it make you think twice, like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do this?
I didn't really feel like that. I felt like, well, I've done so many other things. Why can't I do this too? So I just took that kind of, attitude going in, and I keep it going as I continue on.
I love it. I love it. So what part of booking is the most challenging?
I'd say booking people from, I guess, different jurisdictions is a change, and having to be a translator for people who don't speak English was challenging for me.
Okay. So if you had someone, let's say, that spoke Spanish, how did you guys handle that individual?
We would use Google a lot.
Okay.
If not that, we'd find another staff member that already spoke the language would help us to book that person. Was really great.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So how do you handle someone who comes in upset or non-compliant?
I know I would speak to them in a calm manner. That would be step one.
Okay.
Let them know, like, I'm just here to do my job, here to help you. Anything else you need, I can help you with anything else. Most of them respond pretty positively to that, so we're not trying to hurt them.
Okay.
So they know that we're here just to help. Most of them are pretty complicit after that.
See, absolutely, yes. Especially when you're not trying to go from 0 to 100.
No.
When you stay neutral, sometimes that does help with them acting out.
Yeah.
They see that you're not the one that's trying to hurt them.
Right.
So, okay. So what skills are most important, do you think, for like the officers working in your intake area? Because you're a civilian staff, correct?
Right.
Okay.
I'd say listening skills is very important. Having empathy for the other person is a big one. Just openly listening to them, what they even though we have our job to do, they might be trying to tell you something. If you're not listening to them, you'll miss the whole thing.
Yes. So can you detect, like, let's say you're asking someone booking questions and you ask them, have you ever been suicidal? Can you detect if they are telling the truth or not?
I can, like, if they're not making eye contact with me when I'm asking them questions, they kind of want to divert what I'm saying or kind of want to skip ahead to something else, I kind of can tell they probably had some experiences they might not want to share with me right now. They may want to speak to the medical staff and they might open up a little more.
Absolutely. Yes. Have you ever came across someone who actually tried to, hurt themselves?
I haven't yet.
Yeah. I bet if that was to ever come across, you probably wouldn't even know. You would probably freeze.
I'd say yeah, because it's not something you're used to seeing every day.
Yeah.
So for the other people that have dealt with it, they're a little better apt to it than myself.
Yeah.
But it is pretty tough to see.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So what's something most people don't realize about booking?
Just how well, I guess back to the empathy thing I mentioned before. Um, you really have to have a lot of that in intake. People coming in from different areas, different jurisdictions, different states. Sometimes they might be coming off a little upset. They may not have been treated well at their prior place, so they kind of come in with that same attitude. They just assume that we're going to treat them the same as where they were, and when they maybe realize, oh, they treat you with some amount of respect here, like you're human, they really do calm down and really, don't come off as harsh as they have in the past.
So how does it make you feel like when someone comes off harsh to you? Do you feel like it's geared towards you or just they're having a bad day?
I never take it upon myself because I know on my own, like I know I didn't do anything. And they're probably just like that. Maybe their attitude, something might have happened on the way there. They might be dealing with some family problems that you don't even know about.
Yeah.
So they could be upset about some family things they're dealing with. But I never take it personally. I just think, well, they probably have something else going on right now. And everybody has things going on sometimes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. So, has there been a moment that taught you something important?
Mm, I can say yes. I had an inmate I dealt with once. I wasn't the one booking that person, but I overheard the conversation with the other officer, and he seemed like he needed a lot of extra help, like somebody else to listen to him, and he was a little sad with everything. So I made sure after we got him situated in a cell, I came back the next day to check on him, make sure he was okay. You need anything else? And he just appreciated me just making sure he was all right.
That is very, very kind of you. That was a kind gesture. We just don't have that in the world.
Right.
We just don't have that in the world all the time. What have you learned about yourself working in intake?
How open-minded you have to be. Just with coming across so many different types of people, ages,
Yes.
races. You really kind of can't come at them with like they've done this thing and they're this person. You don't know what led up to them doing this thing. These same people have families like you and myself. So you kind of have to come at them with just, I'm here to listen to you. We have a lot of similarities despite why you're here. I'm not here to judge you for those things.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. And that's something that you don't want to do. You do not want to sit in there and look at all these people's charges because we are not there to judge
Right.
them. You're absolutely right about that. So how has booking helped you grow in your career?
I can say it's helped me grow in a lot of ways. Besides the open-mindedness, just with my professionalism, punctuality, how I deal with the other officers, when the inmates come down for certain things they need. I've gotten to know some of them, and they expect, well, we know she's going to get me together. I can always ask her if she has a question. I'm never too busy, and they like that. So I've just learned just to take my time with people, give them my full attention when I'm talking to them, and they appreciate those kind of things.
Thank you for that. We need to all have some type of patience, especially when working in intake and release, because that is a busy, busy area.
Oh yeah.
Especially with you have like different jurisdictions coming in, like you mentioned before.
Right.
It's not just your jurisdiction, it's everyone coming.
Oh yeah.
They have overnight courts coming all the way from like Maryland.
Right.
Just to come to Virginia.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one. What advice would you give someone starting out? Let's say if they wanted to start off in booking, what advice would you give them?
I'd say try it out. Give it at least a month or so before you make a final decision about if you want to stay or not. It's a lot to learn, so it's a never dull moment.
That's right.
It is interesting. Um, getting to know the other inmates you work with, the staff, it's always exciting, and you kind of get to know the flow of how the courts work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting. I mean, I say go for it. It really opens your mind to so much.
That's awesome. So, is there an interesting story that you would like to share? Has there something that stuck with you? An incident that happened and you were like, "Oh my gosh."
Think. Um, I did have an incident with a person.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a release story, so to speak. A gentleman came in. He was only going to stay a day, and he was going to be released the next day. I booked him in, all that, put all the things away. Next day came. I came in to work, and there was an issue with his items.
Okay.
And he remembered me from the day before, saying she had my stuff. She put my stuff. I know she knows where it is. I just talked to him just yesterday. Oh, I know she knows. I'm like, okay, well, something didn't sit right with me about something. So let me go back to that area myself and look myself. And I found exactly what he needed, and I gave it to him. He said, I appreciate you so much because nobody else wanted to go back and check, and I knew you knew. And that kind of trust that people have with you is really something special.
I like that. That is very empowering. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your stories. I really appreciate you taking your time out to coming and sitting on Beyond the Badge with me today. Thank you. And that is why stories like this exist. People want to hear that. Some people like outside who don't see the inside of the jail and they don't know what it's like, they find it like amazing, like, oh my gosh, how can you work in a place like that? Aren't you scared of the inmates? And what about if they attack you? What are you going to do? So I really am glad that you came on today. And folks, I want to thank you for sitting and listening to us today. Ashley did a great job today by explaining her side, her real story. And we'll see you next time on Beyond the Badge, Female Voices in Corrections.